So as you can see, I've got this lip area pried open, and I'm going to take the blowgun now, and I'm going to start blowing from down here, blow as much of the rust particles and stuff out of here as I can. And then I'm going to just tidy this edge up here. I don't want any thin pieces of metal, I don't want any blow-throughs here. And the next step will be to do some weld-through primer here. And I'm going to cut a piece of metal to fit. And again, I'm going to extend, it's going to be a little bit wider than this. I'm thinking what I might end up doing is cutting it wider by about maybe ½ an inch. And then folding this over. What I might do is tack on this edge here, do a slight overlap, a lap weld, just do a few stitches here just to hold the piece in place, and then fold the metal over before I actually weld everything permanently. Then I can do this all in one go. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I got to think this through a little bit better, I guess. Okay, well, I'm going to shut this down now because watching me blow dirt and rust out of the hood lid won't be very exciting for anybody. So until next time. So here we are back with the boot lid for the Jaguar. What I've done is I've taken recycled metal that you can see here where my finger is. I cut out the rusty bottom section of the boot lid here. This is corroded, and I showed you that I think it was yesterday or the day before. Everything seems to be busy here, but yeah, this is what this is basically what was underneath this new piece of metal here. Well, anyway, what I'm going to do, so I cut that out, and I use this as a pattern. I cut a strip of the fluorescent light fixture metal out roughly to shape, and I made a fine cut along the bottom fold here of the boot to allow me to take this out, and then I cut another strip. I used this as a pattern, and I carefully cut, and I tucked the new metal underneath here. Now the plan will be, I think I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to stitch weld along here. So this will connect this new piece to the existing metal in the inner frame of the boot lid. And then there's another strip that will actually get added here. This will make it look like the original factory folded metal, just like you see over here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch weld this, and then I'm going to make a few little welds here just to kind of hold this in place and grind that down, and then I'm going to make another strip and position that over top to and weld it on, stitch weld that on, and then I'll grind everything down, dress everything, and it should, in theory, come out looking more or less like a factory setup. And that. Now I was considering opening up and taking off this interior framework, and there is a bit of corrosion inside here. It's definitely there, but you know, it's the reward versus the effort required, the time, and that the corrosion isn't that bad. It's mostly surface rust in there. So what I am going to do is I'll try my best to try and get some rust converter in here and that. The next step after that was going to be sanding down what you see here, the existing paint, prepping it, and I'm going to put primer down, and then I'm going to be using the same kind of paint that I used to finish off the inside of the boot itself. Oh boy, I got dust here. but try and give the and continue the same interior paint job that I had for the boot here that I did a long time ago now. I think about 6 to 8 months ago in that. So just thought I'd give you an update on that. I'm not sure if I'll be doing the welding in the next day or two. We'll see. I'd like to get this done, get this buttoned up, and what I want to do very quickly is I want to flip this over, prep the exterior surface, and epoxy prime the outside. Once I get this primed with, I'm going to use red oxide. Once I get this all primed with red oxide, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to prep the exterior surface, do any surface prep I need to do, get it completely clean, everything, and level up. And then I'm going to, I'll be using the epoxy primer that I have and prep that, because right now the exterior surface is looking like my hood here. The bonnet is, you can see I've got surface rust there, and I got to deal with it. I don't want to leave this much longer. It's just like so many other things. There's only so much you can do at one time. But on the other hand, if I let things go too far, I'm afraid then I'm going to end up with more work. Just to reiterate though, the whole idea of this project is to make a driver. This is not going to end up being Concours, obviously, restoration. It's I guess you could call it more correctly a renovation. I want it to look good. I want it to be safe. I want to be able to drive it. And so I have to make some compromises. I can't have everything absolutely perfect. On the inside of this bonnet, I actually have quite a bit of work to do. The factory used that wax oil, I believe it was, there, and it was all cracked. And like in so many other places on the vehicle, the wax oil, I mean, this is an old car, so the wax oil eventually dried out, cracked, let moisture in, and I'm finding out that there's so much rust underneath where the wax oil cracked. So I'm gonna take solvent. I've been scraping underneath there on the bonnet. I'm gonna take solvent. I'm gonna very carefully try to clean as best I can the under part, and then I'm going to paint that. And I'm not going to put wax oil on there or anything else like that. I might end up putting some sound deadening in there, but I actually don't think so. I don't think that's going to end up happening. And then I want to, when I get the under part completed, painted to my satisfaction, then I'm going to begin working on the exterior here, doing any and all repairs that need to be done, and tidying everything up, and then epoxy priming the bare metal. So anyway, that's all for now.